What? Okay, we're on? Yeah. So it's good to be back. Okay, we're going to start a new mimer today. The mimer is Gal Einai, Open My Eyes, and it was a mimer that the Rebbe said on Shabbos Parshas Emor, Yutes Ir, the day after Lag BaOmer, in Tafshin Lamed Zai in 1977, which we have to correct in the, I just realized we have to correct it in the description of 1979, it's 1977. And this year is this is going to be the 40th anniversary. We know there's a significance to 40 years, studying something 40 years after the fact. Hopefully we can gain some deeper insight and meaning. The mimer will explore the significance of Lag BaOmer. So now we're in the middle of counting the Omer, and the 33rd day of the Omer, Lag Lamed Gimel, the 33rd, the Lag BaOmer, the 33rd of the Omer, is the anniversary of the passing of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, who is one of the great sages of the Mishnah, lived roughly 1800, 1900 years ago, and he, a little bit more, 1900, almost 2,000 years ago, and he is the author of the Zohar, the classic work of Kabbalah, of Jewish mysticism. And on the day of his passing, which is Lag BaOmer, he said that he wanted it to be marked as a celebration. And Lag BaOmer is one of the is a pretty significant holiday on the Jewish calendar ever since then, following his wishes that the anniversary of his passing be celebrated. It's been a holiday ever since. It's a very special day. And so we'll learn a little bit about the significance of Lag BaOmer, as well as the significance of the giving of the Torah and the which we're counting towards. The counting of the Omer is a count towards the giving of the Torah at Einai. We'll learn a little bit about that, as well as the interplay between the revealed aspect of Torah and the concealed aspect of Torah. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, aside from being a great sage of the Mishnah and commentary on the oral tradition, and contributed to the oral tradition, he was also a great mystic, as we mentioned, the author of the Zohar. So in a sense, you could call him the father of Kabbalah, of Jewish mysticism. And so we'll just explore a little bit the interplay between Kabbalah and the outer aspect of Torah, Nigla of Torah. Okay, so let's go. Gal Einai va'abita niflois mitayrasecha. Verse in Psalms states, King David says, "Open my eyes, and I will perceive the wonders of your Torah." So the Rebbe Marash, the fourth Chabad Rebbe, Rabbi Shmuel of Lubavitch, writes in his discourse by the same title, based on what the Alter Rebbe says in the Siddur, in the portal of Lag BaOmer, in the discourses discussing Lag BaOmer, that Sheharemez b'Torah Lag BaOmer hu b'pasuk Eid Hagal Hazeh, that in allusion to this festival, this holiday, the day of Lag BaOmer in the Torah, is from the verse Eid Hagal Hazeh. This mound it bears witness. So Gam HaPasuk Gal Einai is Baer al Lag BaOmer. So we can also say that this verse Gal Einai also alludes to Lag BaOmer. It's a classic question in the Talmud that appears in a number of places. But for instance, Esther min HaTorah minayin. What is the Torah looks for a source or an allusion in Scripture to different holidays that have come post-Scripture, post-biblical era. And so even though like the holiday of Purim, which comes many years after the canonization of the Torah, after the events that are described in the Torah, nevertheless we look for an allusion to it. Then we find one. The same thing is with other holidays as well. So the Alter Rebbe wants to find a source or an allusion to this holiday of Lag BaOmer in the Torah, and in his one of his discourses on Lag BaOmer in the Siddur, he says that the verse Eid Hagal Hazeh, this mound is a witness. That's an allusion to Lag BaOmer. How so? So Lag BaOmer, we said, is the 33rd day of the Omer. Every day of every Hebrew letter, the alphabet, has a numerical value. So the numerical value of 33, or the letter equivalent of 33, is Lamed Gimel. Lamed Gimel, that's how we get Lag. Lamed Gimel is Lag. The word Gal is Lag in reverse. Gimel Lamed and Lamed Gimel. So Gal and Lag are basically the same thing. Now, what does this have to do with Eid HaGalazeh? That we'll get into later. But so when the verse that we're talking about, Eid HaGalazeh, is in the book of Genesis, where Jacob, Yaakov Avinu, leaves his father-in-law Lavan. He runs away from him. He starts heading home. Lavan, his father-in-law, chases him, and eventually they meet up and they have a little confrontation. And Lavan and Yaakov erects a little mountain. He tells his people to gather some stones. They build a little mountain, a little mound, and he says this gal, which is a pile, this pile of stones, will serve as a testament, a witness, will bear witness to the fact that we're not going to cross we're not going to cross over to each other. You're not going to cross to me. I'm not going to cross to you. And then Lavan says, Eid HaGalazeh. This mound is a witness. We should not cross over for anything negative. Ultimately, as Rashi comments, implicit in the wording of the verse is that we don't cross for anything negative, but we could cross for business and for other positive ventures. But that's what the pasuk says. Eid HaGalazeh. This gal, this pile of stones, is a witness. So the Alter Rebbe says that this verse is a reference to Lag BaOmer. So the fact that we find that Eid Hagal Hazeh could serve as an allusion to Lag BaOmer. So the Rebbe Marash says that it would stand to reason we can follow along and say that Gal Einai, the same thing. The word Gal also has to do with is also an allusion to Lag BaOmer. Now, so it's interesting that the Rebbe Marash, we learned something interesting here about the nature of Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism and Chassidism, which is that in Kabbalah things are revealed; they're not innovated. And in every generation, in subsequent generations, the masters of Kabbalah, the mystics, would reveal new things that were previously hidden, but they wouldn't introduce any new ideas in Kabbalah. Kabbalah as a tradition is received. It's stuff that is received. It's just that in later generations, they're either granted permission, they feel it necessary to reveal things that were previously hidden. And so it would seem sometimes in Kabbalah that when we look for allusions to things and we connect different things at a mystical level, that you just, you find the gematria or you find some kind of a similarity, and we just say, okay, this can be connected to that, this could be connected to the other, etc. But in truth, it doesn't work that way. In truth, there's a nigla, even in the Talmud, it doesn't work that way. One of the methods of extrapolation, of learning laws from the Torah, is, for instance, Gzeira Shava or Hekesh. These are methods that compare words in different verses, seemingly unrelated, and because of a similarity in the wording, we can connect the two and derive certain laws out of it. Those methods of study are things that are passed down. You either have that tradition or you don't. It's not something you can innovate and say, well, I see this word and I see another word, they look the same, so let's link them. That link has to already have been handed down as part of a tradition. In Kabbalah, it's the same thing. So, in a sense, the Rebbe Marash here doesn't want to say, Lag BaOmer, Gal, is a connection of Gal and Lag. They sound similar. It's the same word, the same two letters. There's a connection. No, he says that the Alter Rebbe establishes a connection by saying that there's Eid Hagal Hazeh. Because he does that, it can follow that we can then apply the same thing here to Gal Einai. But doesn't want to introduce something new. He wants to root it in an earlier source. Now, based on what is known, something that the Rebbe actually made known, that everything in Torah is the utmost is precise. So Yashleimar dezesha inyan delag ba'omer shebepasuk gal einai gomer lemeidim inyan delag ba'omer shebepasuk eida gal hazeh. So we can say that the fact that we learn the idea that an allusion to lag ba'omer from the verse gal einai, that the Rebbe Marash learns it primarily from the verse Eida Gal Hazeh that the Alter Rebbe cites, who ki bechdei lovei leinyan gal einai gomer ha'yidei Eida Gal Hazeh, because it's also specific. In other words, we just said that the Rebbe Marash, seemingly, why is he referencing the Siddur? Why did you just say Gal Einai, a reference to Lag BaOmer? No, he says that based on what the Alter Rebbe says, that Eida Gal is a reference to Lag BaOmer, we can say the same thing here. So we said, because we don't want to introduce something new, you wanted to find a prior source, you wanted to find a precedent for what you're going to say. But the Rebbe says more than that. It's not just that you want to find a precedent, but that the fact that the Rebbe Marash bases his allusion to Lag BaOmer that he finds in the verse Gal Einai on the allusion to Lag BaOmer in the verse Eid HaGal Hazeh, that's also significant. Meaning that it's because Eid HaGal Hazeh is a reference to Lag BaOmer that based on that, we can now build upon it and take it to the next step, which is that Gal Einai is also a reference to Lag BaOmer. So we have to understand how that works. And that shows the precision and how everything in Torah is meaningful and significant. So what's interesting is that if you look at these two verses, Gal Einai, we said, what's Gal Einai? Open my eyes and I will, so I can see the wonders of your Torah. What's Eid HaGal Hazeh? This pile of stones is a witness between the two of us. If you were to choose, if you were going to start writing your own little discourse on Lag BaOmer, you're going to choose one that references Lag BaOmer, which one would you choose? Lag BaOmer, as we're going to learn soon, which is a day of Jewish mysticism. We explained Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's day, the day of the Rashbi. That's his day, and he was a great mystic. Which verse has the apparent connection, the obvious connection to a day of mysticism, or the day of an important day in the life of a great mystic? Gal Einai. Open my eyes, and I can see in relation to Torah. It's the wonders in Torah, the hidden aspects of Torah, the mystical. That one seems to have a clear connection. Eid HaGal Hazeh, a verse about a pact between Lavan and Yaakov that's based on a Gal. So even the word Gal has two different meanings. Here in the Gal Einai, the word Gal means open. Gal in the verse in Genesis means a pile. So it was seemingly the connection is a lot more apparent in the second verse. So the Rebbe is explaining here that it's not just that these two verses are linked based on the link made by the Rebbe Marash in his discourse, but one actually builds on the other, right? And that's why first comes Eid HaGal Hazeh, and it's only after Eid HaGal Hazeh that we can get to Gal Einai. What does all this mean? For that we'll keep learning. Okay. Chapter 2. So V'hinei Hashayach is the pasuk Zel Lag BaOmer. The connection between this verse, our verse that we began our discourse with, Gal Einai, to Lag BaOmer, Yom Histalkos, HaHistalkos de Rashbi, the day of the passing of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. But Pashtus, who simply is Ki Inyonei Shel Rashbi, who the Rashbi's his MO was Shal Yodei Hoya Hagiloi de Pnimius HaTorah. Rashbi's big thing, his big contribution to Judaism, primarily was revealing the hidden aspects of Torah. Okay, Mavur Bekama Makaimis, as explained in many other places, Shagiloi the Torah Haniglis Hoya de Moshe Rabbeinu. That the revelation of Nigla, of the revealed aspect of Torah, of the exoteric dimension of Torah, the legal aspect of Torah, was through Moses. And the revelation of the inner, the esoteric, the mystic dimension of Torah was through Rashbi. So he's the one that we attribute the revealing of the mystical tradition is credited to Rashbi. So that was his big contribution. And when was the primary revelation of the hidden aspects of Torah in Rashbi's lifetime? It was primarily on the day of his passing. As the Zohar says, no, the primary time of revealing the secrets of Torah was on the day of his passing. His last day on earth.
He said not like he died and so on.
No. He revealed it then. We'll get into that. Shabiyom histalkusay gila letalmid of milin kadishin shaloi gila b'meshach kol yimei chayav. Now, the day of the Zohar says in the Zohar, the end of the Zohar has a section called Idra Zuta, and that's a description of the last day of his life, basically, and the things that he taught on the last day of his life. So the last day of his life, as he's ready to pass away, and it's clear to himself and to everybody that he's about to pass away. So that day, he gathered his students, and we're going to read soon a little bit more about it, and he revealed things that previously, throughout his lifetime, he did not reveal. Milin Kadishin, a quote from the Zohar, holy teachings, holy ideas, which he hadn't revealed his whole life. Because these are things that throughout his lifetime he kept concealed. He didn't reveal till the last day because he was afraid to reveal them. They were so holy, such holy teachings that throughout his lifetime he was afraid to reveal.
And the last day was?
And the last day he revealed them.
In the biggest thing, the last days you should be doing them with your life. So he's explained it to that why he said it.
The last day he should do what to explain?
Less, because it should be less than...
No, the last day, as he's about to pass away, that's when he realized it was the time to be able to reveal. That was the time he was able to reveal it. Before then, he wasn't. He was afraid. But as he's passing away, he did. We'll get into soon a little bit more about what that means. The relationship with the deepest secrets and the day of his passing. What is that? So we'll get there. So not only did he teach these things, but they were also written based on his instruction. If you look at footnote 9, over there where Rabbi Shimon says to his student Rabbi Abba, he said Rabbi Abba Yichtiv. He basically describes what was about to happen. He was ready to pass away, and he says, "This is what we're gonna do." Rabbi Abba Yichtiv, my son Rabbi Lazar is going to assist, and then he started to reveal these things. But he instructed his student Rabbi Abba to write. And let's go down to footnote 9 for a moment. We'll take a look a little bit. Let's finish reading this. Sorry, note 9. So v'yashleimar d'me'atayimim shetziva lichtev hadvarim she'amar az davke hu ki binyanim nailim tzarich polim yuchedes sheyiyu shayachim la'elam. The Rebbe says, Rabbi Shimon, everything he said was recorded in the Zohar. The Zohar is a recording of a lot of his teachings. So what is it that on the last day of his life, things that he had been previously afraid to reveal, suddenly the last day he's revealing, and suddenly he instructs Rabbi Abba, you write. Why? Because these were matters that are so deep, so mystical, so holy, so removed from this world that it required a special instruction to write. In order to bring it into the world, he had to actually instruct them to write. In other words, to further anchor it and connect it to the world. So,
we did write down because it was too deep for us.
Okay.
That's all right then.
Yeah.
Most of what he wrote was too deep for us.
No, it wasn't. It was written, and that's
most of wasn't. All right, this is the most of wasn't.
Things that weren't written weren't. Some things weren't revealed to later generations. Okay.
You can't talk, guys.
So through the fact that it was written down as per Rashbi's instruction, so through that it was nizgalo achakach l'chol Yisrael, was revealed then to all Jews. V'ad nizgalo b'eifin the yisparnasun b'avon of asaga, to the extent that it was revealed in a way of yisparnasun. What does yisparnasun mean? Let's look at footnote 10. Re'ei tikun Zohar tikun vav b'seifai. Kama barnash lisata yisparnasun mahai chibura dilach, that the people in this world will be yisparnasun from this book of yours, from this the Zohar. Obekisim Melech Sham, he says. Obekisim Melech, one of the commentaries on the Zohar, explains the pirush yisparnasun, the meaning of yisparnasun, hu sheyifurshu mamarav hamukim chulu sheyavinu, that yisparnasun means that they will be explained. That essentially there will be commentary that will explain these teachings, explain the teachings of the Zohar in a way that people will be able to understand them. So Yisparnasun, meaning that the teachings of Rashbi that were so mystical, so deep, so abstract, so holy and esoteric will be revealed in a way of Yisparnasun. There will be commentary, and we'll be able to study it and be able to understand it.
Tanya came from Zohar, right?
Another topic. Where exactly Chassidus comes from. It's rooted in Zohar and Kabbalah, but it's not exclusively. And Chabad is about revealing those things in Havana Vasaga that should be understood. That's the idea of Yisparnasun meaning.
Yeah. Too deep for us to understand. So it says that later someone will be revealed to make it revealable. But I'll
yeah. In a way that it could be understood rationally. Yeah. Okay. So Shagam Hamshachas Gilui Zeh. This idea, this revelation of these teachings, that it would be revealed to all people in a way of the written word lasts forever, and if you write something down, once something's committed to writing, it's eventually going to get out. So you could say something to somebody, and that'll also get out. Word will get out, but it's always, you can always deny it. But something that's written is undeniable. The written word is undeniable, and it's accessible, it's available to everybody. So the fact that Rashbi taught these things, and not only did he teach these great secrets, but he instructed that they be written, meant that they're going to be revealed in a much greater measure than had he just said them and transmitted them orally. But furthermore, the fact that it was done in a way of Yisparnasun, that not only will they be committed to writing, but that then there would be commentary that would explain these things that would be understood, that's another level of revelation, another level of revealing these secrets, that they can be understood by everybody. So we see that not only was Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in the day of his passing revealing great hidden secrets, but he was revealing them and making them accessible to everybody. All this was when Haisa b'yem histalkus Rashbi on the day of his passing.
Sorry?
In
what year?
What year did he pass away? I'd have to look that up. I don't remember. Approximately almost 2,000 years. Rashbi lived around 100 CE. So about the 2nd century.
Jerusalem?
Yeah, he lived not in Jerusalem, but he lived in Israel. Yeah.
Beautiful commentary, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, so here's the mistak Rashbi. I take sivasan shal milin kadishin us through writing these holy words. Then these teachings. Then al piatzivish based on his command. Okay. So this is this connection between Eid Gal Einai and Lag BaOmer seems apparent. That Lag BaOmer is the day of his passing is the day that he revealed some of the greatest secrets that previously were hidden. Before we continue, Lahaisif, let's how are we doing on time? Okay, let's take a look at some footnotes before we continue with Lahaisif, the last line on this page. Okay, let's take a look at note 6. We said that the oral law, the oral tradition, the legal aspect of Torah, as well as all of those teachings, were revealed to us through Moses, Moshe at Mount Sinai, revealed to us the oral tradition, the niglatary, the revealed aspect of Torah of part of the oral tradition, and the mystical part of the oral tradition, Kabbalah and mysticism, was revealed to us by Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. So it would seem that from that statement, it seems that Moses gave us the legal oral tradition, and Rashbi gave us the mystical. So two separate things, two separate sages, several hundred years apart, over 1,000 years apart, about 1,200-1,300 years apart. So that can't be the case. So the Rebbe says in note 6, move on b'pashtus, it's obvious.
Moshe revealed it also, but didn't write it down. Everything was revealed in that.
So he says, move on b'pashtus, itself understood. Shebematan Torah at Mount Sinai, Shahoya de Moshe Rabbeinu, which was through Moses, obviously, was the one who brought who the star of the show at Mount Sinai. So there, Nitan Gam Pnimis HaTorah, the inner aspect of Torah was also given at Mount Sinai. It was just that the revealing of that aspect of Torah, the esoteric part of Torah, the mystical dimension of Torah, that was revealed to us by Rashbi. He revealed it to us. It wasn't that it was just given then, that it was as if there's a new Torah. Everything was given to Moses at Sinai. All of Torah was given to Moses at Sinai. Moses gave it to the Jewish people at Sinai, except some of it remained concealed in an exclusive group of mystics. And it was only Rabbi Shimon who brought it to the masses, as it were. Let's look at the stars beneath the footnotes, the two stars. That this idea of at Mount Sinai, not only were we given the niglatary, the revealed legal aspect of Torah, but also the hidden, also the mystical. That includes not only the mystical or the Kabbalah that we study now, but even that includes the mystical dimension that will be revealed when Mashiach comes. As it's known, brought in several places in Chassidus, that there won't be another Mount Sinai. There's never going to be another time that the Torah is going to be given. Now, we just, in the last Maimer, we learned, we learned about Torah Chadash Amiti Teitze. We learned that when Mashiach comes, there's going to be new Torah. What does that mean? So we explain that as well. That it's not that there's going to be a new Torah. There is no new Torah. There is no new world order in that sense. No new Torah that hadn't been given before. It's just that the inner dimension of Torah that is so deep and it's concealed from us today, it's so profound, it's so deep, it's so special that everything before that pales in comparison to it. So in that sense, we call it a new Torah. Also, the fact that it's so concealed, the fact that it'll be revealed is also like a new kind of experience. But it's just that it'll be revealed, not that it'll be something new. There is no such thing as new Torah. Any new Torah is already, if it's new Torah, then it's not Torah.
No, it's new. It's that we can understand it.
Right, well, it'll be revealed in a way that we can understand it as well, obviously.
Time was given down by Torah. Time was given down. We could not, it wasn't the right time to give it out.
Right.
Right.
Right. Okay, we learned note 9. Let's keep going. Note 10. I'm sorry, we did already 10 as well. Okay, so let's keep going inside. Lahaisif, back on the last line on the first page here of the of our copies. Ulahisif, to add, Al Pi Hayidua, based on what's known, Shbiyim, Histalkuse Shal Adam Izgala, Hapnimius, Shal Kol Avidasi Shal Avad B'Meshach Kol Yimei Chayav. It's known, it's brought off, in several places, and this as well, that on the day of a person's passing, so his entire life's work is highlighted on that day. Move on, the B'Yom Histalkos Rashbi, so it's understood that on the day of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's passing, Nizgala Gama Pnimius Shal Hasoidos Shagila B'Meshach Kol Yimei Chayav. That then reveals the inner dimension of everything that he revealed throughout his lifetime. Meaning, the day of a person's passing is the culmination of their life's work. So, since it's the culmination of their life's work, everything that they achieved and accomplished during their life is now highlighted, is showcased on that day. Kind of like, if you're working on a project, yeah. So, every step of the project, it's another accomplishment, another achievement, another piece in the puzzle. But it's not, and each piece contributes, is a contribution to the overall project, but it's not till the project is complete that you can appreciate the project in its entirety. Just like if you're making a puzzle, every piece adds another element of the picture. But even though you have all these different elements, until the puzzle is complete, you don't have the full experience. So even though, 500-piece puzzle you've had for it took you 3 weeks to make. So for 2 weeks you had 200 pieces completed of the puzzle. You had half the picture was already completed. Nevertheless, you can't appreciate even the part of the puzzle that's completed until the whole thing is completed. Once the whole thing is completed, so the same idea is in a person's lifetime, on the day of their passing, when their life's work is now complete, that gives you a deeper appreciation, a deeper insight into their life's work. So even everything that Rashbi accomplished throughout his lifetime, even the secrets that he revealed throughout his lifetime, they couldn't fully be appreciated. So in a sense, the deepest aspect of it wasn't fully revealed, in a sense, until the day of his passing. So it's not only that on the day of his passing he revealed new things that previously he didn't reveal, or like we said, we actually skipped note 8 where he says in the Idra, it says milin de dachilna legala, things that matters that I was afraid. Rashbi himself says that I was afraid to reveal. So it's not just that there are new revelations, the deepest secrets, deeper than anything he had done in his lifetime, but even the things that he had already revealed in his lifetime also are highlighted, showcased on that day. The day of his passing.
It's like they have to a million times. Someone's music is only better when he dies.
Okay, so B'chol Shana v'Shana, every year, b'yom Lag BaOmer, on this day of Lag BaOmer, Chayzer v'Nir Hagilei Shai b'Lag BaOmer b'Pam Rishayna, it is reawakened and reestablished this thing that happened that occurs on the first Lag BaOmer, which is Gilei Pnimis HaTorah, Torah Rashbi, a revelation, just as Rashbi revealed the deepest secrets of the Torah on Lag BaOmer. So every year Lag BaOmer, this happens again. It's another dimension of the revelation of the hidden aspects of Torah.
It doesn't get deeper.
The teaching of Rashbi.
It doesn't get deeper.
Maybe. Let's see. We can move on. Gamma move and as is known, as explained in several places, the Lag BaOmer who matan Torah the Pnimis Torah. The Lag BaOmer is was dubbed the giving of the Torah of the mystical dimension of Torah. B'dugmas Chag HaShavuos Shuzman matan Torah b'chal. Similar to Shavuos, the holiday of Shavuos, which is the day of the giving of the Torah. Is the day of the giving of the Torah. So just as Shavuos is the day of the giving of the Torah as we know it, Lag BaOmer is called in Chassidus the giving of the Torah of the inner dimension of Torah, of the mystical dimension of Torah. Now it's important to note right away, if we take a look at note 14, that Keinu Alashin Matan Torah, Be'emshach Taver Samach Vav Sham, so this is this expression that Lag BaOmer is Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah of the inner dimension of Torah, is the term that we find in Samach Vav, and we have a similar term, the giving of the mystical aspect of Torah in a Maimer, the previous Rebbe. But the Rebbe explains right away, what is meant by that it's the day of the giving of the Torah is that it's the day that it was revealed. See earlier, note 6, where we said that there's only one giving of the Torah, and that Moses gave us all of the Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu gave us the whole Torah, all of it, including the mystical dimension of Torah. So this seems to contradict what we said before. So the Rebbe says, no, when we say what is meant by saying that this is the giving of the Torah, it means the revelation of the Torah, not the giving, because as we said, there was only one giving of the Torah, there was only one giving of the Torah. That was what we celebrate on Shavuos, and that included the mystical aspect. Okay. The Mizem move on. So from the fact that we call Lag BaOmer, we find that Lag BaOmer is referred to as Matan Torah. So from this is understood the Kemoisha Matan Torah b'Chag HaShavuos u'b'Chol Shana v'Shana. Just as the giving of the Torah is re-experienced every year on Shavuos, Kemoikein Matan Torah the Pnimius HaTorah b'Lag BaOmer u'b'Chol Shana v'Shana. So too we re-experience this revelation, the giving of the mystical dimension of Torah every year on Lag BaOmer. Okay, let's finish first. So this would seem to explain how Lag BaOmer is alluded to in this verse that we quoted, that opened my eyes and revealed, so I may see the wonders of your Torah. What are the wonders of Torah? The wonders of Torah refers specifically to the mystical part of Torah, the inner dimension of Torah. The Inyan Gal Gaimer Niflois who Giloi Gal Maloshin Giloi Haniflois the Torah. So Gal, which we say to open my eyes, Gal, also from the word Giloi, revelation. So it's a revelation of what? Of the Niflois of Torah, Pnimis HaTorah, Shnimshach B'Gal, B'Lag BaOmer. So Gal Einai V'Abit Niflois Ben Torah Secha seems to have a direct connection to Lag BaOmer, in that just as Lag BaOmer is the revelation of Pnimis HaTorah, essentially what we're asking for in Gal Einai, Gal as in Lag, is to reveal Niflois Ben Torah Secha, the mystical dimension of Torah. We'll do some housekeeping on this Mirza Hashem on Thursday. We'll finish off chapter 2 and move on to chapter 3.